All
Got
right.
it.
Hey, small business owners. I'm so glad you joined me again for another episode of the Digital Marketing Hot Seat Podcast, where you get to listen to small business owners putting me in the hot seat to answer their digital marketing questions. Today, we have two guests that I'm excited to chat with today. We have Bree and Trevor. And Bree and Trevor will be putting me in the hot seat to ask me their digital marketing question. And so I'm going to have Bree and Trevor introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about who they are and what they do. So Bree and Trevor, welcome to the Digital Marketing Hot Seat Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Uh,
so much for having us. I'll let Bree kick us off because she's got like the script. I can tell she's ready to rock.
Awesome. Go ahead, Bree.
well, I am Bree Campano. I am a social media strategist and the host of two podcasts, Clever Conversations and Spill the Immunity. And I'm also the co-host of a live daily show called Numospect Morning Circus that I co-host with my buddy Trevor right here. And numerous perspectives is the long form of Numospect. It really is a place where we allow people to share different perspectives with us in a really amazing platform. And I'm just happy to be a part of it with Trevor. We also do a lot of business stuff, but I'll let Trevor get into that part of it. But thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. All right, Trevor, you're up.
Oh, all right. So I'm on the hot seat. I like this hot seat concept. It gets me excited and stoked. That was per normal, beautiful Bree. It makes me so excited to hear somebody explain like the roots of that name because it's been hanging around in my head so long. So every time I either talk about it or hear you talk about it, I just get like this big stupid grin. I'm like numerous perspectives. Like that was before my California medication days. That was a very fresh idea a long time ago. I co-host, as Bree said, with the Daily Live Show. I also have a few different podcast segments. My main company, my overarching company, the legal part of it is called Common Leaders LLC, and I started that about a year ago. And in the Common Leaders portion of both my content and just what I do is development consulting, so individual development and business development. Sort of broadly speaking, organizational development. I did some leadership development consulting in the past. I did a lot of hiring. I really enjoy the business side of business. So when I talk to someone like yourself, Lynn, or talk to someone like Bree, or talk to an influencer, I always look at it from the business perspective. And I really enjoy learning from creators and trying to help bring the money to the creator so the creator feels empowered to continue doing what they enjoy rather than feeling like they have to do stuff that they don't like all the time or do stuff that they do like and not get paid. Like it just seems like in 2022 there's a great opportunity to do things that you love to do and potentially share some of the content and make a little bit of money. So it started as a leadership development thing and kind of grew into a media thing.
Awesome. Sounds good. So, a couple questions about your business. So, who do you guys primarily serve? Like, who's your niche market?
Mm.
Because I know a lot of people
Create
say like, "Oh, I serve
creators
entrepreneurs," but that's like a really broad. Like, who is like your really niche market that you really target, who you work well with together?
creators who need a spotlight or creators who know someone who needs a spotlight. So people, I would say broadly, people who are looking to get good content out to people and looking to connect with more people and looking to engage with more people and maybe are who are looking to share that space in a space that is more transparent than some of the social media options we have now, and also maybe looking for something a little bit more engaging to the overall aesthetic than just a podcast. I love podcasting, but it's audio only. We all know that YouTube and Google drive SEO. So to me, it makes sense for podcasters to have a video component, and that's what I seek to try to pair people up with, is that video component. So it's really just people who are looking to scale from my perspective, but I know Bree has kind of a different angle on it from the social and digital marketing standpoint too.
For sure. I definitely am looking at it, and it's usually indie creators because I think we're very solo in what we do and we have to wear so many different hats. And so what we can bring to an indie creator that doesn't have or can't afford a team, like a full blown out team, which most of us can't. I know I couldn't. What we give them is with Trevor's business components and all the things that he is such an expert at. I bring to it a lot of the social media and community building and how to get those super fans and what we can do to support them and give them plans and tools to help them succeed. as they grow their podcast. We're kind of like, we consider ourselves the incubator. We're the creator incubator, where we want to give you all the tools and get you set up so that when you're ready, you are off and running and can shine on the big stage, because we're like the minor league of all of the podcasting world.
Yeah, but I think it's really important that like everybody has a space, because like everyone, one of the things I realize is I've worked with a couple corporate clients, I absolutely disliked it because there were so many like, you need to change this word and this word because the verbiage, and it's like it's just too tedious. Like I really love also working with the indie creators. All right, one more question about your business is that what do you love most about serving your clients? Like what's your feel good experience when you serve your clients that you like at the end of the day you're like, I'm so glad I do this?
I can go with that one right away, just because I love, in the social media world that I've been working in and just having single clients, I knew I wasn't able to serve as many people. And now that I'm on this platform and have the ability to serve so many more people at a capacity that I could never imagine before, and now I'm watching their ideas come to life. I'm watching things that were dreams to them become possibilities, which I don't think they had before. It's so exciting to see how they can develop, and with some guidance, a really amazing podcast or video group or whatever it is that they're doing. Some people are going to, we have people that are going to be building courses through our platform and with our help and expertise. And I think that we also are looking to focus as much as we can on the underserved and those that aren't represented in the media world very much, whether it's women, people of color, the LGBTQ community. They just have been so underserved for so long. And so that's one of our main focuses, so when we get to do that, it's pure joy. I can't imagine doing anything else. I absolutely love this.
Awesome. Trevor, how about you?
I don't think I can add too much to what Bree said. I'll synthesize it in two words that I already had written down, and I think she described beautifully. What excites me about having a chance to work with people, because that's all it really is. I think as podcasters and as business people, we can hope to get people's time long enough to have a conversation, and whatever happens after that is like great, but just the time. So I really appreciate people's time, but I really get excited about empowerment and access. That is really what's driven a large, like the gears that drove this business model to start to take form a long time ago are really access and empowerment. And then it just keeps getting stronger with Bree's help.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what you both said is so important about being a small business owner, because that's what our being a business owner, that's what drives us, right? Is like to help people. Like people don't know what's out there, what they can do, and then when we show them and they get excited about it, I think that's so rewarding and amazing. And Bree, like you said, the LGBTQ and people of color, I actually have that in my agreement when people come on board with me. Is like I support people LGBTQ, I support people of color, and like they don't like that, they can find another writer. Like honestly, because that's where I stand. I have lots of great friends who are in the LGBTQ and people, like my best friend's a person of color, and I support all of them in their lifestyle. So I think that's really important. That is great. All right, my friends, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we are going to get Bree and Trevor's burning digital marketing question. I'm going to answer for them on this episode. All right, before we jump into the last half of our show, I want to invite you to subscribe to the Digital Marketing Hot Seat podcast on your favorite podcast player. And while you're subscribing, please leave me a review so other small business owners can find my podcast. All right, Bree and Trevor, go ahead and give me your digital marketing hot seat question and put me in the hot seat, and I will answer your question for you on this episode.
All right.
I think Bree has it. I'm going to toss it back to Bree because I think she's excited for this one. And I know how, because you previewed it for me, I know she's so burning to ask this question, and watch me hit the mute button, not say smack.
I love it. And Bree, by the way, I love your outfit. For people who are not watching the video, Bree is like completely amazingly put together.
Thank you. It's been a crazy morning, but you have to, when you're on camera, you have to be ready to go. And I am ready, and I hope you're ready, because this is the hot seat. So get ready. Here we go. How do I expand my email list? Because we know it's very vital to a business to have that nice large email list. But how do I expand it when I have a small budget?
I think that's an amazing question. And a lot of my clients, I get that question actually from a lot of my clients. And in season one, my co-host that I had for Digital Marketing Hot Seat, Mark and we actually talked about, is email marketing dead? And one of the amazing things people don't realize is that email marketing is actually your best bet for marketing, because you don't have the distractions of social, and social is good because you want to let people know like what you're doing and who you are. But social is not really great for selling all the time. What sells is your email, and that's a really great way to communicate on a regular basis with all of the people who follow you. So some of the things I know that you do is that you have a live show for 2 hours every day, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so one of the best ways to increase your email list on a budget, because you can DIY this yourself, is to create a lead magnet. Do you guys know what a lead magnet is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. And for people who are listening, if you don't know what a lead magnet is, go back to the past 2 episodes. I talked about what is a lead magnet and how to make one. So what a lead magnet is, for those of you listening and don't know, I just gave you the brief 4-in-1, but definitely go back to the other episode and listen, is that it's like when you come up across like a free offer, like someone says, hey, we have this free ebook, free online course, and they put it up, and then you click on it, and then you put your name and email in. So when you do that, you will get their name and email. And so Bree, what I was thinking of, one of my first ideas, and Trevor, was that to have a lead magnet, and while you're doing your live show every half an hour, say, oh, remember, we've got this free ebook online course. Make sure you sign up for it, and put the link in the comments, so that while people are engaged and listening and excited, they click on it, they sign up, so that you can harness that power of your video, and the people who are listening to you who are really excited about what you're saying and what you're doing. And then another thing you can do as well is, are you currently doing any type of Google ads or any kind of digital marketing ads?
We aren't at the moment. It's something that we're trying to consider, but we are not exactly clear. We want to make sure what we put out there is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so since it's a small budget, so it's money well spent. We're not going to just throw something out there without it being well thought out.
Good
And
idea.
I would say, like, to that end though, like, even though I think I have Google Ads set up for Common Leaders, but Common Leaders has significantly less digital footprint than Numospec does already. But we have targeted YouTube for SEO.
Mm-hmm.
So we do pretty much everything through YouTube when we can. Like, we have a huge platform, but for our lives, we really want to focus on building out YouTube because of the SEO relationship with Google,
Right.
and hope to avoid some of the Google Ads stuff, because in my personal estimation, like, Google Ads for a global business, or a business that's set up on a global platform like we are, like, we don't have boundaries. And one thing I know from my previous business experience when I was the director of operations at a startup here in San Diego is, from talking to the Google Ads people, it's so regionally focused for Yelp and Google that sometimes, like, I think you have to have like such a narrow target in order to hope to make money on those ads. That's just my personal take. So we've taken a much more broad scale view. Our name is very searchable because there's not anybody else who does it. So the attempt is to essentially beat Google AdWords by just having a hell of a good digital footprint.
Okay, then let me ask you guys this then. What is like your biggest pain point that people come to you for? Like, what is the most common question you get asked in your business?
What do you do?
No,
that's literally what they ask. So they ask, like, what is Numospec? That is the most common question, because it is such a broad, like, it's a streaming. We are essentially a streaming platform, but we're also a social platform. So it's like a little bit Hulu and a little bit YouTube and a little bit Facebooky, in that way. So when people are intrigued by us, I would say what they're intrigued by is the ability to scale an hour's worth of content to 15 platforms at once, rather than to just one or two.
Okay, so is your biggest question like, how do I get on one platform and then scale to 15? Like, when people find out what you do, Trevor, what is their next question? Typically,
that's a great. I don't even know. What is their next? Bree, what is the next question people have?
What are you expecting?
We just talk.
We talk a lot. Yeah, we talk.
Yeah.
Well, we talk a lot, but
everybody's different.
I think it's different depending on where. So one of the questions. So after we let them know what we do, our first question to them is, what is your biggest hard point right now? What is the one? Where are you struggling the most? So how that we can see how we can address that. And then we go make a strategy plan from that, because every single entrepreneur that we work with has a different pain point, right? They
Right.
have a different struggle where, when it comes to social media, if I were to go talk to a coach, social media would not be my question. It would not be something that I would have a hard time with, but maybe it is setting up contracts or working on something in the business world that I have no clue on. So all entrepreneurs, well, since we wear so many hats, we're not going to be experts at all of those things. So when we get someone in that wants to know what we do and how we can help them, we explained what we do, and then we ask them, where are you struggling, and then address that and help them in that area.
So then maybe something that would be a great lead magnet topic for you guys. And the reason I was asking was because your most common question you get is usually your best lead magnet, because so many people are asking it. So maybe something that would be a good lead magnet for your business would be like a media production playbook, like the first 10 steps you can take to
Mm.
like figure out
Yeah.
what platform you need to be on, or like how to launch your
Mm.
media production. And if that's because I know the basics are pretty common for almost everyone, even though you have people from all different niches and columns. Like for me, what I tell people is like, okay, first you need a website. Like bar none, if you don't have a website, you basically don't exist online. And so just like the
Mm.
basics, so setting up like a media production playbook basics, or the first 10 steps you need to take to set up your
Yeah.
media production. And then in order of prioritizing, like this is the first one you need, this is the second one you need, and then offering that when you're doing your lives. And then also another idea I had too for you guys is that Bree, since you are really great at doing social media, doing reels around that. Like, are you confused about what to do for your media
Yeah.
production? Do you not know like what opportunities are out there? Like come grab our playbook or our workbook or our online course, or however you guys want to do that, or ebook. An online course would actually be super easy for you guys, since you already have so much video production, and repurposing some of that probably into a video online course. And since you guys already know how to do all that, that would be really easy and really inexpensive for the both of you, since you're already in media production. You don't have to hire that out for someone else to do that. Does that help at all? Is that getting your wheels turning?
It's definitely getting my wheels turning. I think that it would be really beneficial for people to have some. I do like a strategy. I'm all about strategies and giving them. And we had talked about it. It's funny because I'm currently editing editing 2 months worth of 2-hour lives to get a highlights reel put together. Just a
Yeah.
little work. And one of the things I'm running it, I'm re-listening to a lot of things, and we've talked about this, is getting some templates and getting some things put together, like a strategy plan, and offering that to people. So maybe that's something that I would look. I think it's a brilliant idea to have something that's tangible, that people can put to use right away once they receive it. I think that's really important. That's a great, why don't you use a lead magnet that works that well, that is immediate steps, not, oh, when I get this or when I can afford that, but like, these are some steps you can take today to
Hmm.
push yourself further ahead. It not only sets you up as an expert, where you're giving out really valuable advice, but it also gives you that connection to a potential client or customer, that, or even subscriber, that wants to, because we do take, so we like subscribers as well. Come subscribe to our platform. It's like 50 cents to be
Hmm.
and then you get access to the content that we put on our app and our website. So yeah, there's a lot to that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, in your lead magnet, I always tell people, make sure you put that call to action, so you can put at the end of your lead magnet, after you give them that value driven educational piece, like, hey, come and subscribe to us to find out more about how you can, build your media production for your business to, be found online. And so, and play off each other. Like when you're doing the lives, talk about that. And then when they have the lead magnets, bring them back to your YouTube channel. So you're constantly funneling them back into your circle, so that they get more exposure to you. And then the more exposure, as you know, it used to be like 4 to 6. I think now it's like 12. It's insane because there's so much content out there.
What's
But
12?
12 touch points before someone buys from you.
Oh, it's science that well. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
LinkedIn is way higher though, yeah.
probably.
LinkedIn is a really good lead generator as well. So I spend as much time on LinkedIn as I do anywhere, in terms of like, it's not necessarily a lead magnet, but I think a LinkedIn account is a lead magnet. And I did want to add, like, one of my things I'm really pushy about, one of the many things probably, is along with the website for your business, you need to have a LinkedIn page for your brand.
Yes.
I'll say it again, I'm gonna say it a little slower. You need a separate LinkedIn page for your brand. Facebook too. Like, Facebook is a place where people go to meet with their cousins and aunts and uncles. Like, don't try to add all your business networks to your personal Facebook. It's so sketchy.
Oh, that's
Like,
the worst.
make
And that makes
make
annoys
yourself look
people.
legit. Yeah, like when you say that you work for yourself, I better be able to go to your website, and I better be able to go to your LinkedIn page from your personal, so I just wanted to add that. I
Yes.
think that in terms of building like that strong footprint, so that when you do have a good lead magnet and people research you a little, and they totally should, that they know that you have something to offer beyond just some words. Like, I think that that's really critical, along with the web page, to credential yourself a little bit,
Yes. And the other thing to
because
add
it
on
is
to that,
saturated.
right. And the other thing that really bugs me is, like, people, I'm like, oh, do you have a website? And they send me to their Facebook page. I'm like, no, your Facebook page is not a website. Like, Facebook can take you down. So
Yeah.
I always explain, like, the importance of having your own controlled independent website with your own domain name, because that's the Facebook thing is not for your SEO.
Something our people might like is Pod Pages. If you're trying to
Yes.
get out of making a web page, check out Pod Pages. I discovered it too late, but I think it's a great resource for people who don't want to, like, make a real website. Pod
Yeah,
Pages.
yeah, and I've actually done a pod page. So for those of you who are listening, if you're a podcaster, if
Nice.
you don't know what pod page is basically like a super simple website template that you can use. You can use the pod
Hmm.
page version, or you can pay, like, I think it's like $5 or $10 a month, and get your own
White
domain
label,
name,
yeah.
and everything automatically uploads to it. So it's super simple and easy to use. I actually have a pod page for the Digital Marketing Hot Seat podcast, because it was just really easy to put up in, like, literally 15 minutes, and I love that. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about, Trevor, if you have not utilized and Bree, if you guys have not utilized LinkedIn newsletters, I just started recently utilizing those. And then for my call to action at the bottom, I'll put like a lead magnet for people to sign up for, because clearly you don't have their email if you're on LinkedIn, but you can get their email by taking that content you already have and just repurposing it. I'm repurposing content to put on my LinkedIn newsletter subscription. I've only been doing it for like 2 weeks. I have like over 100 people on it, which is, I think, really, I thought follows a really good number. So that's another way you can get people on your email list, is just by, putting up videos, and then doing on LinkedIn, and then putting your, taking your lead magnet, whatever that is, making a newsletter, and then adding your CTA at the end. Hey, sign up for our free online course, or whatever it is that you guys are going to offer. And I feel like putting that lead magnet on many different places, especially if people follow you on different channels, and people will constantly see that, and eventually they're going to be like, okay, I want this. If they don't initially sign up for it, they're probably going to want it eventually, because they're going to see it on so many different channels. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I haven't done newsletters on LinkedIn, so I have to look into that. Trevor's the LinkedIn guy, like, of us. Like, that's where his focus is, and I'm on the other ones. I wanted to say one really quick thing when you were talking about they put their Facebook page as their website. We've been really, like, the last week, we've been talking a lot about Facebook security and Instagram security, because there's, especially coming into this holiday season, it's like the hackers have gone crazy and they're like really going strong. Someone just tried to hack me on Saturday, but I have enough like security put into everything that I do. So we're actually going to be doing a course, or just like a workshop on like how to secure everything. But you have to remember, you can lose everything on Facebook. You don't own it, Facebook does. So that is another reason that you really want to have your own website that you own all the content on, and you're not going to lose ownership of, because technically, even doing security and everything, it's only 99% effective, right? There's still a chance that they can get around a lot of that, and you're going to lose everything. So protect your business by having your own website where you collect your own things, and an email service where you can collect those emails, where you're not going to lose it. Because you could lose what if you have 20,000 people that you've worked 5 years to generate on your Facebook that are liking your Facebook page, your business page, or your group, and you lose them in an instant because somebody got into it. So
or another reason too is like Facebook just didn't like something you posted and they take you
community
down and
standards.
yep, and you have no recourse. I mean, what are you gonna do? Fight Facebook? Like it's not gonna happen.
It's hard. Yeah. I had a friend post something and it was a cleaning product and she wanted to show how clean it got the carpet. So she showed a before and after, and the before picture had spilled wine. Facebook saw it as blood and flagged it, and she almost lost her account because of it. Simple
Wow.
things you wouldn't realize.
That's
Yes.
crazy. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Well, clearly she has to use white and not red.
Yeah. Exactly.
White on it, like white wine on a white carpet, so you can actually see it. It doesn't look like blood. Okay, that's something to know for people making content. Don't use red wine because Facebook's going to think it's blood.
That's right.
This is crazy.
Unless it's in a glass.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's just insane. All right, so Bree and Trevor, this has been great chatting with you guys, and I know my listeners are going to get so much awesome value off of your question today and chatting with you. Where can people find you if they want to go? And I'm sure they're going to want to check out your platform and know more about you and what you guys do.
I'm gonna let Trevor take this because he works that SEO and gets us everywhere. So if you Google, he's got it. Our digital footprint's huge.
Awesome.
Thanks. I mean, I worked when nobody saw me working, that's what I was doing, because I was trying to figure out how to beat the algorithm without having to pay for it any more than necessary. So find us a couple different ways. So Bree has her own company, and Bree, I don't want to it's the Clever Biatch Enterprises, or is it Biatch Enterprise, or the Clever
I
Enterprise?
love that name. That name is
Clever
just
Biatch
fabulous.
Enterprise. Yes, that's it.
All right, so Clever Biatch Enterprise, and Bree has a couple podcasts of her own. I'll let her add to those, but definitely check those out because she does some really niche stuff. And niche is a thing I struggle a great deal with. I'm all over the place, and Bree gets right down into it, and she's so passionate about the things that she's into, and I love it. And she's hella helpful. I mean, like, she works her butt off for everybody she's ever worked with. So I just want to make sure that, like, find Bree first. Bree is amazing. I think probably the best place to find us is our website, numospec.com. Occasionally the .com has some issues, so it's easy. This is embarrassing, but the truth is it's easier to Google Numospec than to punch in numospec.com right now, because for some reason, if you Google us, it pops up easy and you can get to us. Our show is 10:30 to 12:30. We encourage people to watch our live shows from YouTube because YouTube has the best live streaming platform, we feel. You can also watch it via our website or via our app, but it comes through live best in YouTube, we think, or Facebook. And then for archived content, so content that is not live anymore, or content that might be cross-listed, just our library of us right now, but our creators who are joining us right now, is on our app and at the website. So the best place to start is the website. You join via the website, so you don't have to pay once you get into the app. It's a little annoying, but in order to really use the Numospec Media app, you have to join via the website. So once you get into there, it allows you to choose the content you'd be interested in and find content that's suited for you and your family versus just going in and potentially seeing something that's going to offend you or your kids. We don't want to do that if we can help it. So just Google Numospec or Common Leaders. Those are our companies. You can Google our names. We're lucky to be kind of rare in the world with our names, but really the best place to get to know us is stop by the live and say hello.
So, and Trevor, how do you spell Numospec for people that are listening and not familiar with your brand?
Yeah, thanks. Numo is Numo. So like, it's not really numerous. I just hacked it up a little bit. Numo, and then Spect, SPECT, Numospect.
So like
Media.
spectacle, like the old spectacles in the British. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Bree, where can we find you at?
I'm at the Clever Biatch. I should say, make sure that you spell it BIOTCH. We want to keep it as friendly and not get flagged on any of our social media places, which is why it's spelled like that. But that's pretty much, you can find me anywhere with that. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and at Facebook. So if you were to put in Facebook and do the Clever Biatch, that will pull my personal page up as well. I got to go. I'm trying to keep it consistent and easy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily always that way, but as much as I can.
I think that's super important to keep everything consistent and easy, because that way people can find you really easily. Well, this has been great, you two. Thank you so much for coming on today. And before
Quick
the show
question.
wraps, yes.
Where are your viewers, Lynn? Where is the social I know I interrupted you. I'm really sorry, but I want to know where your people are because we are in a lot of places. So I want to make sure I spend some time following you more closely and being with your people in the social site that you find best. What is the one that you and your crowd is most comfortable on?
Oh, yeah, probably YouTube too for
Okay,
my
cool.
Right For You. Yep.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we can pop over and collaborate with you and your people on the place that you prefer.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. We post YouTube videos at least every week on there for sure. Yep. So before my show wraps up today, my friends, I want to invite you to my SEO shop where you can learn bite-sized pieces of SEO that you can implement today to get better SEO tomorrow. Go to www.writeforyou.me to register for the next SEO shop today. In my next episode, small business owners can tune in to find out another aspect of digital marketing to increase the SEO for your business. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and write a review for the Digital Marketing Hot Seat Podcast.
You're awesome, Lynn.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Bree.
Thanks.